press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your English class. Today we are going to take another supplementary reading, and that's the last supplementary reading that we have. The fourth one, The Bird of Happiness. Okay, so we'll finish all the 4 supplementary readings. Narayanpur incident, On Top of the World, The Great Martyr Ever Cherished, and this is the last one, that's the 4th one, The Bird of Happiness. Now this is a folk tale that is there, a Tibetan folk tale. Now before I start away with a story, this is a very interesting story. It's a folk tale, so you have to understand the characters neatly in it. And just like the Panchatantra and other Aesop fables that we read, okay. Before that, the question that I pose to you is, do we like to be happy, or do we like to be sad all the time? And our answer would be happy, because nobody likes sadness. But do we really know to balance our sadness and our happiness? How do we see? Now if you have got a surprise, you are overjoyed about this. Your excitement has no bounds. Okay, that is, you feel very happy when somebody gives you a surprise on your birthday or any occasion that is there. Same way, if nobody wishes you on your birthday, there is sadness, isn't it? At least you expect some people to wish on your birthday, because that day is very dear to each one of us. Now, can we measure our happiness? If we have to draw a line and say, okay, I'm happy only this much, or I'm happy this much, whatever, I'm happy this much. Can you say, I'm sad this much, I'm sad this much? No, you can't say that. Why can't you measure it? Emotions can never be measured. Emotions can't be measured. You can't tell how happy one person is. You can't, even if you are happy, you can't explain to the other how much happy you are, how happy you are. What is, you can express to them, okay, this is the cause of my happiness, this is the cause of my sadness, but the level of that happiness cannot be explained, isn't it? Now, we have, do you think we will always be happy by gaining wealth and money? See, money, if you have 10,000, you imagine, you just go shopping and you just finish the 10,000 and come. What kind of a happiness did you get? You bought new clothes. Okay, that's one happiness. Then on the other side, you lost the 10,000, which you could have used for something else. Okay? But is our happiness only with studying, then earning, and then making a good living? Is our happiness coming only from there? Our goals are only very specific because our society has set it that way. Okay, we can't take certain things in a way that we would like to. Study, earn, get married, have a life. Okay, that's the end of it. That's what is believed, but that's not what it is. You can still make things beautiful in your own way. Is money everything, or do you like acquiring wealth and keeping it inside for no use? What kind of happiness? That kind of happiness is not long lasting. Okay, that kind of happiness is not long lasting. Money is, they say money gives you happiness, money doesn't give you happiness. Okay, money gives you a lot of tension. Money gives you a lot of worry. But you see that child who is playing there, no worry, absolutely no worry. An adult who is working is always in worry, because he has to balance so many things. The child need not do all that. Okay. So here, in this lesson, there is a bird who spreads happiness everywhere. So try to be like that bird. Okay. Before that, I would like to narrate a story to you, and then we will start this lesson. Okay. So that story goes like this. Listen carefully. You may have heard it or you may not have heard it. Either ways, hear it again. Okay. There was a small boy, and his family was very rich, very wealthy family, and they didn't have any problem as such. So very well-to-do and very wealthy. What happened one day, his father said, let's go on a trip. You and I, let's go on a trip. And where did the father take him? The father told the son, let's go to the trip to the other side of the country. And the father wanted to show the son how poor people live in, or what is the condition of the poor people in our country, okay, in the outskirts of the country. So what happened, they went to the trip there, and they went and landed in a farm, okay. So it is a very poor village, and they stayed there for several days, many days they spent there in that poor village. Now they had finished their days of trip, and they were coming back. They were returning back home, and the father asked the son, did you like the trip? Did you like the place there? Or did you like the days we spent here? The son replied, yeah, it was great, Dad. He said, it was great, Dad. So the father asked him, did you notice how the poor people live? Did you see their conditions? So the boy said, yes, I did. Yeah, I did, he said. Okay. Then the father said, could you explain to me what did you see and what did you learn from this trip? The father asked the son. So the son replies like this. He says, well, Dad, we have one dog, they have 4 dogs, okay? We have a pool in our garden, we have a swimming pool in our garden, but they have a big river there, okay? They have river, but that river has no end at all. But the swimming pool in our house has ends, it is closed, but their river is continuously flowing. Then he says, we have got expensive lanterns, lamps, okay? But they have stars above their head at night. Okay, we are keeping lights in the house and they are very expensive. But for them, what is their joy? The stars above their head at night. Then, we have a small place to look over. Now, if you stand in the portico, we have a little place to look out. But for them, it is a wide horizon that is there. They can look anywhere that they want. We have only a small piece of land. He says we have only a small piece of land, but they have endless fields. That is, their fields are endless. So many fields they have and so big they are. But our boundary is set. Okay? We buy food that they grow. So they are growing food in the fields. We buy the fruit that they grow. Then he says we have high fence for protection. That our compound wall is very high for protection. But they don't have anything. But the people who are protecting them are their friends and family. Okay? And they don't need that fence and the compound walls to protect themselves. The father, no, he could not take all this. The father was really surprised to what his son said. Okay? And he was very happy because he felt happy that he had taught his son something. He couldn't say a word at all. Okay? Then the boy said, thank you, Dad. Listen to this statement carefully. The boy said, thank you, Dad, for letting me see how poor we are. Thank you, Dad, for letting me see how poor we are. Okay. Now, the story ends here, but what has to be taught here? True happiness doesn't come with material things that are there. Love, the love that you give, the friendship that is there, okay, and the freedom that you have is more valuable than the materialistic things that are there in the world. You can buy expensive lanterns, but can you see stars at the night? You can't see that. You stay in a small piece of land, but you can't grow all these things that the farmer grows. So can you see rural life that is why rural life is called as the best kind of living, best atmosphere to live, because of all these reasons. So why I want you to take the moral of this story in a way saying that true happiness doesn't come through our materialistic wealth, but rather it comes through love that we give and share, the companionship that we feel, the freedom that we have. Now villages, of course, what the son said is right, they don't have compound walls, but if you go to the city, every house has a compound saying that this is my territory. But in the villages they have no territory at all, they are very open, their houses are there, they have their houses, but they don't bother about anything else, saying that this is my territory, this is yours. They don't. Now that we have become in a sophisticated world, we run behind money, we run behind property, we run behind wealth, but we are not going to take them all. We can't take them, we can't take even a single paisa when we go. We'll have to all leave behind and go. That's why he said, isn't it? You have come from dust, you will go back to dust. Okay? Man was made there. He will go back to dust. That is, you have come from there, you will go back there. So we shouldn't be running behind too much of money, too much of wealth, and too much of possession of things. That is momentary happiness. Okay? But if you give love, if you share friendship, that kind of happiness is long lasting. You live long also with that. But rather, if you're always fighting for all these unnecessary things, you live shorter. Whereas if you spend your time in loving people, you live longer. Okay. So now here we come to our story. Okay. Of the bird of happiness. Now, it's a Tibetan folktale. In this, the bird stands as the character, where the bird is spreading happiness all around. Okay? Follow your copies in page number 193. We will begin this short story that is there. In ancient days, there was a poor area in Tibet which had no rivers or good land, no warmth or fresh flowers, no trees or green grass. Okay? So, no green grass, no trees, very dry and unpleasant place that was. Then, the people suffered from hunger and cold all year round and did not know what happiness was like. So, all year round is, that is the whole year. What is happening? They suffered from hunger and cold. Very cold climatic condition. They were suffering from hunger and cold likewise, and they didn't know what happiness was truly. They didn't taste that happiness that was there. You must always taste every emotion that is there, and then only then there is fulfillment with it. Then, despite this, they believed that happiness must exist somewhere in the world. What did they believe? Even though we are having a lot of problems with us, they still believe that there is happiness somewhere in the world. The old folk used to say that happiness was a beautiful bird living on a snowy mountain far away in the east. So one of the folks or the folk tales, there is a bird living in a mountain there far away in the east, and that bird is happiness. Okay, that is like wherever that bird went, happiness spread away. So this bird was far away in the snowy mountain. Wherever the bird flew, happiness went with it. So the bird was flying here and there, it also gave happiness. Now take people like these. There are certain people, isn't it? Their smiles are so beautiful, so attractive. Some people are always cheerful everywhere, and they make others also cheerful. They spread happiness to other places. The bird is like that. Whenever the bird goes anywhere, it was also spreading happiness along with it. Every year people went to look for this bird, but none of them did ever return. So they went on to search for this bird on the snowy mountains, but on the way they didn't, when they were going on the way, something happened, they never returned back. Okay. The bird of happiness was said to be guarded by 3 old monsters who could kill a man by simply blowing through their long beards. Okay. So this bird of happiness was guarded by 3 monsters. Okay, 3 evil people who could kill the man. Whichever man came into their place, they could kill this man by simply, they had a very long beard that was there. Okay, and see this a long beard, they could just push away that man and kill that man. Once an extremely bright boy called Wangjia was sent to find the bird of happiness. Wangjia, okay. Now this boy named Wangjia was told, please go and find the bird of happiness. That is, go to the mountains and find that happiness. On his departure, the girls of the village offered him barley wine, and the mothers, in accordance with Tibetan custom, spread barley grains on his head to wish him a good journey. So when he was going on his departure, that is when he was about to go, the girls in his village gave him barley wine to drink, and the mothers who were there, all the mothers, according to their custom in Tibet, they spread those barley grains on his head like this, and they wished him good luck. Now we have this Indian culture, isn't it? They take arti and in order to take all evil out of you, they do all these things that are there. Okay, so similarly like this here, they dropped barley grains on their head to wish him good luck. Okay. Wangjia walked eastwards for many days until he saw ahead of him a large mountain covered with snow that shone like silver. Just at that moment, an old monster with black beard appeared in his path. So our boy has already gone now. He was going to a large mountain where that bird of happiness was there. Now, this mountain that was there, it shone like silver, shine and shone, okay? Shine, shone, shining. Shone like silver. It was very shining like silver. Just at that moment, an old monster with a black beard appeared in his path. Now, there were 3 monsters, you know. One of them appeared in his path when this boy was going forward. Who goes there? He cried like a crow. How dare you come here? What are you after? So what he asked, who goes there? He's questioning. Like a crow, okay? You've seen the crow cawing? Sometimes it's continuously cawing, isn't it? So who goes there? How dare you come here? What are you after? So the monster is asking him questions. The boy says, my name is Wangjia and I have come to look for the bird of happiness. So very simple answer. My name is so and so. I have come to look for the bird. Ha ha, laughed the old monster. How could a little child like you, no longer than an egg, dare to set foot here? So the monster says, you are a small child, not very big than the egg that is there. Okay, reference that is there. That's a reference, a comparison that's there. How dare a little child like you, which is no longer than an egg, go and find or set your foot here? How dare you do it? If you want to find the bird of happiness, first you must kill Laosang's mother. So he says, gives a dare now or gives a challenge. If you want to find the bird of happiness, you must go and first kill Laosang's mother. So he says, then otherwise you will be punished. So if you don't kill his mother, you will be punished. I don't need to do anything myself in order to kill a punny little thing like you. Okay? I just make you walk 900 miles across a scree and you will be done for. Alright? So he says, the monster says, I don't need to do anything myself in order to kill a punny. Punny is very small, little thing like you. Because the boy is very small, the monster is very big. So the monster says, I have no difficulty in killing you. I can just throw you away and kill you. I'll just make you walk 900 miles across the scree and you will be done. Okay, scree is when you go to the mountain area when there are small stones and you cannot walk on them. Okay, sharp little stones that are there. Okay. Wangjia replied, I love my own mother and I'll never kill another person's. Do as you please. So what he says, I love my mother and I'm not going to kill anybody else's mother. Because what was the dare there? Kill Laosang's mother. The old monster flew into rage, very angry. And the old monster got very angry because what the boy said, I love my mother and I don't want to kill anybody else's mother. He immediately began to blow through his beard, and in the twinkling of an eye, a smooth road became a vast scree. Every stone on it was as sharp as a knife. So now what did the monster do? He simply blowed his beard like this, and in the twinkling of the eye, that is just as Wang Jia could just blink and open in the twinkling of the eye, a smooth road was formed where there were a lot of stones that were laid for him. Because he told, listen, I am going to make you walk 900 miles in the scree there. Every stone on it was as sharp as knife. Now, it is very difficult for him, okay. Alright, we will stop at this and we will see what Wang Jia is going to do, because now the monster has laid down the road for him. Will Wang Jia go back or will Wang Jia go forward is what we will see in the next class, okay. Thank you very much for listening.